Hello friends, welcome to Financial Comprehension. Today we'll talk about the key points key points to keep in mind while using credit cards. Okay, so that is actually you see. First, it's a monthly credit facility which needs to be paid at the end of the month. Okay, so it's like similar to your this billing cycle. Like we have the postpaid phone, electricity, gas, where we need to pay an amount of 31 days. Your bill get raised and this is the consumption you pay a bill. So similarly, the rule applies for credit cards also. Now, all credit cards follow the billing cycle of 30 days. That's right, but they give an extra period of grace period 15 to 20 days, which happens with every billing process. That if you go for a billing, for example, your bill get raised in a certain days, but the bill due date, obviously payment due date comes after 15 to 20 days. So this similarly applies in the credit cards also. And the fourth thing actually is that you should try to pay the total outstanding amount on the card and not just the minimum amount due. Uh, so I why so? Because keep on this. The minimum amount is just the interest amount. It's not the interest amount. So the principal amount doesn't get affected. Only the interest amount gets pay for the interest, and then your principal amount gets intact. And then next month, if you again use a credit card, then that amount. So each time you're paying, just paying the interest, and that's just part of the interest. But the late payment dues and lot of other charges keeps on adding, and your principal doesn't get unchanged. It remains as it is the principal outstanding. So you should always keep that in mind. So try to pay it in full. If you have used your credit card much more in a way, I will try just to minimize your usage on credit cards. Your usage on credit cards, convert your outstanding amount into EMIs and try to balance it out at what are the EMI amount is getting, what is the monthly amount you are no, it's coming out when you convert those high purchases, and then basis that you keep a track on your uh, credit card usage, and then accordingly just balance it out. Keep on checking your balance and outstanding, and you then try to put that thing in a way where you can ensure that you can pay the whole amount at the end of the month when it's completed. Then credit cards is not for your uh, it's not to fulfill it. So it's just for a small petty emergency and for certain limited expenses. The small petty emergencies, like for example, you have a small emergency came up, like uh, you can say that you have to rush back to your hometown, just one example, and you have a flight tickets booked to go somewhere, and somebody is ill and you have to rush there and you have to buy a ticket, and the ticket is a little bit of 6,000, 7,000 bucks. So you can book that flight ticket, and you can go in certain, you can book that ticket and ensure that by the next payment due date comes, you pay that bill. Ideally, yes, you should have some extra cash, but don't use that cash, because since it's emergency, you can use that cash for certain cases where you need to pay cash, like for anything you need to buy, or anything, any small expenses, or anything which can come up, some small things. You just need to keep the cash in hand, but you can pay credit card and use that facility. So those are for limited, and then for certain limited expenses, like you see there are a lot of bills need to be paid, like phone bills, your insurance, your lot of things need to be paid. So we know we can't keep track of everything. So it's better you just know that you have to that you're sure that you have to pay this, that you have to pay your phone bill, you have to pay your electricity bill, you have to pay your gas bill, you have to pay your insurance. So you can consolidate all these payments, and you have a budget, and you can use that credit card for those. And there's a consolidated place will be there where you just play pay your all your bills through your credit cards, and then you consolidatedly pay your amount from your bank account to credit card. So that is the way to, rather than keep on paying differently to different source of my account, you can convert them into one place. And so there's a and that will help you, in getting some reward points which you can use it in other facilities. But you should always remember it is not for fulfilling a desire or even for emergency, which might draw a huge lump sum amount. So, for example, medical emergencies where you know somebody is the family is getting admitted in hospital and you have a huge amount bill. So, well, it's better to have a separate emergency fund and to create have some medical insurance. So those are the things which you should have for high emergencies or something very massive happens like something happens which you will draw a huge lump sum amount. So which you can't that you will not able to pay that amount within a month. For that, I will obviously say if you don't have something, you can go for any small time personal loans or something like that, which you can convert those personal loan to equal EMIs, and those are the better way when you go for any high end emergency, something like that. Anything for fulfilling your desires, it's better to plan out thing and then go to buy any high end phone or anything. Just want to buy a phone, or you can go for any in a certain way where you can plan out things, but it's uh, I will not suggest to go for a consumer loan for anything. Taking loan for fulfilling desires, it's a very bad thing, and we have known that if you do so, what happens? Taking loan for emergencies is something different, but in taking loan for any fulfilling your desires, like in consumer loan and all, that is actually will it ruins your habit, and then you just keep on falling in the trap of debt and loan default and so many things. So I'll end my video over here. And another thing, it's a happy Diwali time. It's a kind of Diwali is coming, and may the Lord, the our Lord Krishna, the goddess Krishna, I'm sorry, the goddess Lakshmi, uh, prosper everyone with wealth and prosperity. And we should always keep in mind that we should be responsible with what we are doing with our finances. And then yes, these are the points which you always keep in mind while using credit cards. And then last and not least, how many credit cards you should use. That's the thing I will obviously add on. For me, it should be one. That's it. Because if you're a simple salaried or a small business owner, it helps you in. Businessman can keep two, one for the personal and one for the business transactions. But if you're salaried, then it's obviously it's better. But I'm not saying that you should go for two if you're a businessman. But depending that if you are like want to keep a separate kind of tracking so that you don't get confused with your spending pattern between what is your business expenses and what is your personal expenses. So you can keep two. But if a salaried person, keep one, that is enough. And try to keep the billing cycle of your credit card according to your salary. So if your salary is coming in the kind of a 30th or first, keep your billing cycle as a third or fourth. If your salary is coming in 7th or 8th of the month, can keep your billing cycle as 10th or 15th. So accordingly, you just give your payment cycle date as per your salary receivable date in a particular month. So I will suggest this also, and keep one, and then keep on tracking. And then reward points, you should don't rush for reward points. Reward points should be the output of your expenses. You cannot decide your spending pattern on certain basis on the reward points. So just to accumulate increase the reward points, don't just spend like that. So that is another thing which you always keep in mind. And so yeah, so this is there, and I've already mentioned everything you can see over here. And that's it. And don't use high-end credit cards. If you are a simple salaried person, don't you? If you don't go for international travels, mostly you're traveling in domestic, use just basic credit cards which is free or very minimal amount like 400 or 500, which can be you can free those credit cards to totally if you know uh, attain those spending limit, so that which can you easily achieve. Don't you go for high credit cards like prime or premium cards where you get launch access and all. It's a you don't require all these things. Why do you want to go to launch access? It's not required. If you are traveling with family, your launch access is only given to the one person who is the primary card. But now if you're traveling with a family, with a wife, kid, or with the parents, you cannot leave them alone and go in the airport and go into launch alone. Then you have to pay the launch access fees for those people. Yes, your entry will be free, but those people have to, you to pay fees for those people. So yes, I'll end my video over here, and thank you for watching Financial Comprehension, and be a part of the Financial Comprehension family, and I'll help you guys to understand and to use the financial of the world what is happening. And thank you.